From where I started, which is the Entered Apprentice, you will notice that the journey was mythological. The journey was mythological, and it was more so about enlightenment, according to the mysteries of a creature named Hiram Abiff. Okay, so we followed the journey of a creature named Hiram Abiff, and his entire mythological journey ended up becoming literal as the ranks go up, right? And if you guys notice, from Entered Apprentice to the 33rd degree, you notice that when things started to get very literal was when I entered the Red Lodge. And notice the things I was showing you guys. Now, you notice also that the things that were going on in the Red Lodge, they correspond back to that mythological principles of the creature named Hiram Abiff. In the part 2, I presented, because as it got darker, I had to show you guys some of the major practices that occurs in as the ranking goes up. And I also told you guys the hidden meaning of the name Hiram Abiff based on the gematria associated with his name. So the first letter is H. In his first name, the first letter is H, and in his last name, the first letter is A. So H and A is 81, and every Grand Commander steps down at age 81. Albert Pike died at age 81. And I also showed you guys that the word Masons rounds up to 81, 18 in reduction, and 81 again in reverse. And then I told you guys that Hiram Abiff is similar to the name Adolf Hitler. HA, its reflection is AH. AH is Adolf and Hitler. Okay, so that AH becomes 1-8, just like the word Masons rounds up to 1-8. Okay, I mean, it's not a coincidence that the term Masons in regular English ordinal is 8-1 in full reduction, which is also known as the Pythagoras cipher. Remember now that the Masons celebrate a guy named Pythagoras as in the 47 problems of Euclid. Okay, so the full reduction is 1-8, and then its reverse is also 8-1, and letter H is the 8th letter, and letter A is the first letter. So you have Adolf Hitler giving you 1-8. Okay, just like Hiram Abiff gave you 8-1. So I'm just giving you guys an idea of reflections, and also for you guys to understand how the mythology becomes literal. So Hiram Abiff does not exist, right? But Adolf Hitler exists. Okay, Adolf Hitler gained enlightenment and started to build things, started to develop ideas, right? And later on, what happened to Adolf Hitler and everything, all his ideas and everything? He was slaughtered, just like Hiram Abiff was slaughtered. Okay, so I used Adolf Hitler, whose name rounds up to 110. I also explained to you guys the esoteric meaning of that 1-1, which is a representation of the twin pillars. Okay? So I use Adolf Hitler to show you guys how that mythology becomes literal. The Nazi swastika, which is also a representation of the Sun Cross, many places in the world, even somewhere in Ethiopia. That symbol also existed in Sibri as well. But the esoteric meaning of that symbol is 4-7. 4-7. That is the esoteric meaning behind that symbol. The Nazi swastika. It is 4 angles, abanano, in all rounds up to the shape of 7s. Okay? So 4 plus 7 is 11. From everything I've exposed to you guys, it is very clear why 11 is called the master number. Okay? 11 is also a code for sacrifice, as in 101 represents sacrifice. So that's basically was the overview of everything that I spoke about connecting to the dark Freemasonry. I also spoke about the goat riding, which is connected to pansexual. You think of pan, you think of like pansexual.
The equilateral cross is the key to heaven below the earth and above. Imani. Now, it is the X on our side. It is the X on Salvador Mundi, along with the hand sign. The equilateral cross is also the key that opens Obichukwu, the temple of God, the gates of God, the realm of God. The equilateral cross is Eke, Orie, Afonkwo, the 4 elements. What you are looking at is 4 sevens. The 4 represents foundation, fire, water, air, earth. And the 7 signifies completion. 7 signifies completion in many shamanic cultures. This is in CB, and the Westerners took it and used it to signify solar time system. Then later the Nazi adopted it for their hate emblem. This sign has nothing to do with hate. This is 4-7. It is the major code for the foundation of the dream world, the solar world. The dream world functions through solar time system. American independence is on the 4th of the 7th month. The UN plotted to create Israel in 1947. The word English equals 7-4 in the English ordinals. That is the reflection of 4-7. The word France equals 4-7 in the English ordinal. The word time equals 4-7. Banks 4-7. 7 is the upside down of letter L, and 4 plus 7 equals L even. That is because L is of 1. L is 1 of the 0. The 1 that came out of 0. The sacred number of Chukwu is 10. Akofu. 10 is the sacred number of Chukwu. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. 01 is the sacred number of Nechukwu. 0 is the mother that gave birth to the 1, and 10 is the sacred number of Chukwu. This also makes a cube, which is Saturn. Think of the Kaaba. The way the Kaaba architected the 2 religions, Islam and Christianity. When the Kaaba unfolds, it makes a cross. Cross equals 7-4. When it is folded, it is a cube. The folded 1 is the hidden God, El, and the unfolded 1 is the today's sun. The geometric shape of Obichukwu in Igbo astronomy is a cube. Chukwu is Elu. In Igbo language, Chukwu is Elu, and the wife is Allah. Geometric shape of Chukwu is the quadrangle, which is like a box, and the box makes an X or an equilateral cross. The seen sun and the unseen sun, Saturn and the modern sun, all these symbols signify solar time system. The unseen sun is more of lunar. Esoterically, this is a cyclone, or you can say that this signifies the illusion of time, and you can also identify this as a stylish version of the equilateral cross.
If you notice in the tracing board of the Entered Apprentice, you notice a ladder. Okay, you notice a ladder in the tracing board of the Entered Apprentice, and if you notice in the tracing board of the Fellow Craftsman, you will notice steps. You will notice steps and ladder are very similar. And then the tracing board of the 33rd degree Freemason, the Master Mason, there's like no, it's just a coffin. The meaning of the steps or elevators, ladders, it represents the journey. Okay, and esoterically, it is a representation of the spinal cord. There are 33 vertebrae in a human spinal cord. This is just basic knowledge. There's 33 vertebrae in the human spinal cord. Okay, the 33rd is connected to the pineal intelligence gland. One thing you have to notice is that there are colors. That's what basically the ladder represents. And also, you have in the Bible a creature named Jacob, the ladder of Jacob, because the Bible is not a holy book. Okay? But I want to explain the colors of these ladders, what they represent. But we're going to flow into the Purple Lodge so you guys can get an idea of what's going on. One thing you have to realize about colors is that color is very important in alchemy. Okay, so if you mix blue and red together, do you know what you get? When you mix blue and red together, you are going to get purple. Purple is a representation of the crown of the arch, the crown of the neocortex. The twins are a representation of the blue lodge and the red lodge. So when you destroy it, it becomes purple. They call this Jackie and Boax. Okay, it's the same as Castor and Pollux, which is the original definition of Gemini. Gemini is Latin, okay, which means twins. Emotion is blue. Red is hostile, blood, sacrifices. But purple is like living in the kingdom. Basically, when the soul becomes detached because it lives above the dualistic principles, the soul and the spirit merged, and now it lives above the emotions, the hostilities, It lives above it. There are various teachings I did about 201 in connection to the Jesuit order, okay? I want you guys to gain the full knowledge of what the 201 represents, okay? The 2 in the 201 is a representation of the twin pillars. The 0 is a representation of the death of the twin pillars. The 1 is the purple. So when the twin pillars was destroyed, do you know what they called it when the twin pillar was destroyed? Like, as in, like, when the whole tower fell down, because it was based on controlled demolition. But do you know what it was called when the destruction was finished? The place where the twin pillars, the two pillars, the twin towers, the two towers, the place that the two towers was located was called ground 0. So we now have 2-0. They rebuilt a 1. They rebuilt it into 1. Was that not what happened? The blue merges into red and turns into purple, and the purple is the 1. So again, when the twin towers in the 11th state, when the twin towers fell based on controlled demolition, the location was called ground 0. And what did they rebuild it as? They rebuilt the tower into 1, and they called it One World Trade Center. The name of that location where the twin tower stands today is called One World Trade Center. Before, it was called Twin Towers, right? And then it was destroyed and it was called Ground 0. And then they rebuilt it, and now it is called One World Trade Center. So, do you see the 201? Remember that I made it very clear to you guys that Jesus is Hiram Abiff, and I also presented evidence proving that Jesus is Hiram Abiff. And also, if you look at various paintings of Hiram Abiff, you see that he actually looks like Jesus. It looks like Jesus. And also, I proved to you guys that Jesus is a representation of the Gemini that was sacrificed as Capricorn. Notice that in various paintings of Jesus, various authorized paintings of Jesus, he is dressed in red and blue. Okay? You notice that, right? In various paintings of Jesus, in his various authorized paintings, he dressed in red and blue. So that is a representation of the twin pillars, the twin towers, the Gemini. And what exactly is it that you get when you mix red and blue? You get purple, the purple lodge. Okay? When the blue transforms into red, it becomes purple. Okay? And what did I tell you guys that purple is a representation of? It represents the crown. You notice this famous Jesus hand gestures? The famous Jesus hand gesture. Well, the famous Jesus hand gesture is a representation of 201. Okay? And it's also a representation of the same things I've been explaining. You see, if I didn't explain it, if I never explained this, you guys wouldn't know what it is. Okay? Nobody would know what it is. Okay, because these are hidden things. These are esoteric things. You know, boy, a normal human being is supposed to know. This is information that someone that is in the red lodge and purple lodge is supposed to know. Okay, these are hidden informations. So when they do the paintings, they know that you don't know. They know that you are not an initiate. They know that you are not part of them. So they know that because anybody that is under their oath, under their secrecy, will never be able to reveal the kind of things that I reveal to you guys. And I know some of you guys might be feeling, hey, how did you go? How did you go get all this stuff? Is he part of them? No, I'm not part of them. These are presented to you guys. These are various dots that I've been collecting for many years. For many years, I've been connecting these dots. Okay, I told you guys I have arsenals. I told you guys that I have arsenals. I have so many information on so many things. Okay, like I've been connecting these patterns for years. Okay, why did they write in the Abrahamic book that Lucifer or Satan or devil is the god of music? That he has the most beautiful voice, that he can play all the best instruments, that he's the one that sings the most. Now realize that Hiram Abiff is a representation of Lucifer and also a representation of Jesus. Lucifer is into music. The Christian fallen angel is into music. Keyword fallen angel. Okay, it rose as the greatest musician and as the most beautiful, and then it fell. So its horizon is in the spring equinox, and it fell. Okay, which is a representation of the sacrifice. Okay, so and this is what happens in the music industry. Now we have a man here by the name of Prince with an album called Purple Rain. So he is a perfect candidate for us to use and explain further into what is happening. So Prince released an album called Purple Rain. It is his most popular album and also the album that gave him the most money. The album is called Purple Rain. Guess what? Prince is a Gemini. Guess where he's from? Prince is from Minneapolis. Minneapolis is known as the Twin City. Prince is a Gemini. From where? Minneapolis. And Minneapolis is known as what? The Twin City. And Prince was discovered by a man in Minneapolis. His name is Owen Hosney. And Owen Hosney, his birth date code is 83. Very important. The code behind the birth date of Owen Robert Hosney is 83. Now, when you type in the name Owen Robert Hosney in Gematria, what you are going to get in the Pythagoras cipher is 83 as well. Keep this code. Okay? What is 83? 83 is 11. 8 plus 3 gives you 11.
Like Mariah Carey just had this big $20 million. It's like that's like a huge deal, right?
So you feeling that?
No, well, what I mean, I don't understand. What the public sees the word $20 million an album. Well,
let's see. Do you all think that's a good deal?
Well, I mean, tell me why. I mean, what am I missing?
Okay, let's do some math.
Okay.
If
do math like that?
Kind of. If you sign me,
Okay.
you signed me to a record company
Right.
or a record deal, let's suppose you have a record company.
Right.
How much would you give me? The album sells for $18, right? $18.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. How much of that would you give me?
Well, I don't know how it works.
Well, no.
Half?
Half? Half sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Check this out. If I sell 1 million copies, I'm gonna have $10 million, right? Roughly $10 million.
Right.
If I sell 2 million copies, I got $20 million.
Right.
If I just sell 3 million copies, I got $30 million. Now who has the biggest record deal?
Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay.
Right? So Mariah kind of got screwed.
One of the most popular song by Prince is a song called I Would Die For You. The song is in the album Purple Rain. Remember everything I told you guys about purple, okay? And also remember that I told you guys that musicians, they are playing a character. They are playing a character. And most musicians are playing a character that is associated with their zodiac sign. And they are told to play this character by the label that they're in, the record label. The record label is the record labels are the people that design basically what they want to sell to the world. So Prince is a representation of the perfect Hiram Abiff / Gemini from the Twin City. A Gemini from the Twin City discovered by a man named Robert Husney, whose name rounds up to 83. Both his name and his birth date numerology rounds up to 83, which is 11. Okay, code 11, the Gemini code. Okay, both men are from Minneapolis, the Twin City. Okay, just like New York is the 11th state of the United States, and then you have Twin Towers over there. These are not the information that you're supposed to know because you're not in their code. But I am revealing it to my people in order to free them from the spells that was casted on them. Okay? So Prince released a song called I Would Die For You in the album called Purple Rain. Basically, he said that he is a sacrificial lamb. Now remember that I said that the musicians are not in control of the things that are in their music. Also, the song title, for example, the way that the title of this song was written, it says, I would die for, number 4, and then letter U. And then Prince died on April 21. He died on April 21. That's when he died. 21 is connected to letter U. Letter U is the 21st letter. 21 equals U. U is the 21st letter. April is the 4th month. April is the 4th month. Okay? And letter U is the 21st letter. And in the song, I Would Die For You, 4, number 4, and letter U. Number 4 and letter U is literally the 21st of the 4th month. The 4th month and code 21. So Prince died April 21 for you. For you. April 21 is for you. And that's when he was killed. That's when they sacrificed him. Notice the cover of the I Will Die For You song. It is in purple.